Brodes Media.
When I see Bryce Harper kiss his jersey and look at that fan base and oh my God, let's get right to what happened last night, right? So I do the post-game show, and as soon as I start uploading everything when I'm done, I see that Bryce Harper listens to WIP as he's driving to his games, and he goes, the 2 o'clock hour. There's this guy, Chuck from Mount Airy, who calls it all the time. He's hilarious. And he got me so fired up, I walked into the clubhouse and said, I want to hit a home run for Chuck. At times you laugh because you think that he just he embellishes things. He plays into the media. He plays into the city because he knows how crazy we are, how obsessed we are, and we love him to death that he wants to just play the game. But then there's the other side where, no, this is actually Bryce. He walks Center City as if he's just the norm. He goes to Wawa. He gets the coffee from Wawa. He does all the South Jersey stuff, heads to the shore, goes to Uncle Bill's Pancake House. He is one of us, and he casually just cruises into his game while listening to what we talk about nonstop with this baseball team and with the Birds. It's so hard to really absorb to what level Bryce Harper is. And when he's appreciating the fan base back after such a big moment, it made me realize, while the contract is long, and he will be in a Phillies uniform for a long period of time, don't let this happen too fast. You know what people say all the time when they have kids, and the kid gets to be about 4 or 5 years old? They say, where did the time go? Just yesterday, I remember them being 8 months. I remember being in the delivery room and looking at their eyes for the first time. And now they're in middle school. And now they're graduating high school. They're on their way to college. We're dropping them off at the dorm. Sometimes you just have to nod your head and remember to live in the moment and embrace what you're seeing now. Enjoy the present. We're always worried about, well, what's our day like tomorrow? What do I have to do over the weekend? You're always looking ahead. Or, I can't believe I said that. I can't believe I did that during a meeting. You're looking in the past at something that already happened, and you're starting to question it and replay it in your head over and over again and nitpicking it. Don't do that. Smile. Enjoy. Because Bryce Harper, I debated this on my TikTok the other day. I said, could Brian Dawkins ever be surpassed by Bryce Harper? There's a handful of athletes that hit a certain point. Allen Iverson changed culture. Brian Dawkins, there's not one person in this city that doesn't have Brian Dawkins in their top 2 of favorite Philadelphia athletes ever. We could be there with Brian. He could be the greatest Philadelphia athlete ever. And that's no disrespect to anybody else. It just shows you what type of weapon he really is. He's a face of the entire game. And we get to rep him. And the plate appearances, when everybody's looking in his direction, it's not even a doubt. You don't even wonder for a second what's about to happen. You know it's about to happen. Think about what type of talent you are when that's the case. You're more stunned when he strikes out with the man in scoring position in the 9th inning with 2 men on, with 2 outs, down 1. When he throws something into the gap, nice nonchalant little poke job to the left field side. And he gets to second base. He beats the throw. He beats the tag. And he does the big nut celebration looking at everybody standing over the railing. This is more a message of, I know you can say you're aware of how great he is and you're aware of the specialty. It's easy to lose sight of it. And that's basically what I'm trying to stress today to everybody out there. Don't let it run by you way too fast, where you're looking back in the rearview mirror. I don't think I'm ever going to miss a and that bad again in my life from him. I don't care where I am. I don't care what I'm doing in my life at that particular time. Whenever his walk-up music starts to play, I have to get zoned in and throw it up on the app on my phone if I'm driving a plane, if I'm talking to the President of the United States, any of them, any previous one. This is no political show. You name it. Whatever it is. Babies being born. Whatever example you want to use. I have to watch it. I'm obsessed with it. I'm obsessed with him casually turning the knob and listening to Chuck from Mount Airy. Give me a city where that happens. Give me an example of a star speaking to the media after a win and throwing out callers' names and saying, oh yeah, you know what got me pumped up today? Sometimes I play for my family. I play for the logo. I play for everybody out there. And Chuck is technically everybody out there. But to zone in and go full name, where he's from, all of it. It sucks because it's bad for that shtick. I'm not a big fan of some of the callers and their shticks on some of the shows, but it's part of what is that show. I'm not a big fan of hearing Chuck from Mount Airy. He's not my favorite caller in the entire world. Give me another city where they are talking about their everyday sports talk radio callers and how much influence there is and how much mojo is happening and the adrenaline rush as he's preparing for the game that night. You'll never find it. Because it is ridiculous to even think that this is real. And it is real. And not only did he choose us, sometimes you get a free pass because you do choose us, but maybe you don't live up to the expectations. There were dopes and idiots and morons that mocked the Phillies and mocked John Middleton and mocked everyone in this franchise for deciding to give him that contract. Remember that? Manny Machado, Bryce Harper. Is he really worth it? We got made fun of for a long period of time. Now, some of that is jealousy because you didn't end up winning the prize. Well, I didn't like the prize anyway. Here's a free Xbox. Who wants it? Who can have it? And then you're waving, me. You have your hands up. Somebody else gets selected, and then you go, well, that's the disc-only version anyway. Or, that's the no-disc version, and you can only download games anyway. Well, what's the downfall of Bryce? Remember, it was poor defense, or you're going to be worried when you're spending all that money when he's in his late 30s? No, not when you have an owner who's willing to spend. And I don't care if the first 8 years, if the first 9 years is this. And guess what? It is this. It's MVP. It's get to the World Series. It's major clutch spots against the Braves. It's a huge bomb against the San Diego Padres. We're talking postseason. We're talking legit fall time. None of this spring crap. Regular season wins are awesome. And regular season moments are awesome. And this is probably as cool of a moment as you could find in a regular season game, getting 300. And you could even hear the way that he's got so much drive to get more. He goes, when I was growing up and when I was picturing all this and I was seeing my career when I was young, you dream of 300. You dream of 300 more. You don't think of number 1, number 2, and number 3. You probably do think of number 1. You think about the first crack at it you get and what you're going to do around the bases and the feelings inside. I'd imagine number 1 you do dream of. But man, this guy just has a different sense of urgency and a different dial. I'm laughing. I can't even keep it straight because I'm blown away. I'm blown away on how, forget us for a second, how someone could even be that great at a craft. I wonder what it's like to see the game from his eyes. To be in the batter's box and have that skill set against this level of pitching. Is it the same as us trying to hit it off the tee? The ball's not even moving, and you're taking batting practice, you're hitting off the tee right into the backstop, right? Or you're doing some soft toss stuff. How big is that baseball? And when you connect perfectly with the barrel and you have a no-doubter, what's that feel like? I have no idea and I'll never know. But I do know what it's like having Bryce Harper in my corner, okay? Putting on my uniform every single day when lacing up the cleats. And I wouldn't want it any other way. Remember, before we start taking calls, the next time you're watching him, soak it in. Soak it in for the rest of the year. Soak it in every game you get to. Don't let it fly by.